Courtesy of Dr. Chung's aggressiveness, he was able to obtain a grant from the Koch Foundation, which supports free enterprise, capitalism, those sorts of things. And they are the dollars behind Mr. Don Stull being here today. I'll briefly introduce Don. I met him when I was at Texas Tech working on my PhD. He is a very humble man, and he will tell you he's just like you. He graduated with a degree in civil engineering from Texas Tech University, picked up his MBA along the way, and was working for an engineering consulting company. He has great stories about how you can succeed and climb to the top. Now, let's do a little quick survey. How many of you have one of these? Okay? How many of you have one of these powered by Sprint? Cell phone, not an iPhone. Any Sprint carriers? All right. You're all from Wichita Falls or anywhere west of Wichita Falls? Where? West of Wichita Falls, how far west?
Oh, no. I thought you were asking if it was.
No. It's anybody from west of Wichita Falls? Where?
Amarillo.
Amarillo, right? Okay. Your phone runs on the network that he built. He was consulting for people in the late 90s when the cell phone companies only wanted to develop the major metropolitan areas. So they had this concept where they would basically sell the rights to other firms to develop and install the cell phone network. So as hard as it is for you to believe, 12, 13 years ago, if you kind of weren't in a major city or along a major interstate, no cell phone. So Don was consulting for lots of people that were bidding on these kinds of deals, and he looked at one of his fellow consultants and said, we can do this. So they did. They built out Sprint. Their company's name was Alamosa, but they were the Sprint affiliate in West Texas and eastern New Mexico. So literally, if you have a Sprint phone and you venture very far west of here, you're running off the network that he built. So he was the co-founder, he was the chief technology officer. In 2000, I know that seems like a long time ago to y'all, it was not so long ago to me. In 2000, he took the company public on the NASDAQ. At that time, it was the largest initial public stock offering for a Texas company ever. Ever. And it may still be, I don't know. His investors got a share of stock for a total investment of 77 cents, is how much money he actually had to collect from them before it went public. When the company went public, that share of stock that Don, his investors paid 77 cents for, or invested 77 cents, that share was worth $17 at the end of the first day of trading. Well, if you know 2000, that was shortly before the dot-com bust, so Don kind of was one of those where the company stock plummeted, the company continued to do great, and then in 2005, Sprint and Nextel merged. And when they did that, they had to buy up all of these regional affiliates, or they chose to. They bought up Alamosa for $4.2 billion. So today, you literally have a guy talking to you that founded a company that was worth $4.2 billion. Since he's done that, he's lived the entrepreneurial lifestyle. He's been involved in tons of things, but the ones that I can tell you about, that I know about, he's been involved with a company that has a revolutionary heart imaging device called Cardiarc. He has worked with companies in the medical device stuff called, it's based on a 3D rendering of the human body. It's a software deal, but it can completely have your body mapped in 3D at every layer. You want to know what you look like 2 layers down? You peel that off the software and that's what you look like. And his current firm that he's most aggressively working with is called Microzap. Some of you remember there was a big scandal out of Plainview, Texas with bad peanuts about what's been about 2 years ago, Don? And his new company is working at solving that problem. So we are truly blessed today to have an individual that has created significant companies and is still in the process of creating significant companies. He's a very easy speaker. You can interrupt him anytime and ask questions, and I'm sure that you're going to have questions. It is truly my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Don Stull.